Hey guys, I'm Shireen and this is my first ever YouTube video, so welcome to my channel. On my channel, I want to be talking about things like weight loss and eating things and fitness and skincare and makeup and girl talks and fashion and just everything. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I lost almost 60 pounds in 4 months, which is absolutely insane. So I did this using the keto diet and intermittent fasting. So I am a pretty, I guess, tall person for a girl. I'm about 5'8", 5'9". Sometimes it says 5'8" when I measure myself. Other times it says 5'9". So I'm just gonna say 5'8", 5'9". My starting weight was 185 pounds. Keep in mind, someone who is 5'2", that weighs 185 pounds is gonna look different from someone who's my height that weighs 185 pounds, right? So anyways, that was my starting weight. My goal weight coming off of keto was 130 pounds. And when I finished keto, I weighed 126 pounds. So I lost 59 pounds in 4 months. So I actually lost more than my goal, which is crazy to me. Like, absolutely insane. Transitioning off of keto, my weight fluctuated a lot. So sometimes I would wake up and I would be at 127, sometimes it would be 129, sometimes it was 130, sometimes it was 134. It just fluctuated a lot because when you introduce carbohydrates back into your diet, they hold a lot of water. So you're essentially gaining back a lot of water weight, which is inevitable. There's really no way to avoid it. So I had to just deal with that. And yeah, it was completely okay. So that's basically how I started my diet. I did keto and I did intermittent fasting. When I was born, I was a normal baby. Obviously, like, I wasn't overweight or anything. I was just a normal baby. And then, like, in elementary, I was kind of active. Like, you know how when you're a little kid, you're just relatively active because you're playing in the park a lot and, you know, kids run around a lot. So it was like that. And then when I got to junior high, I noticed myself starting to be a lot less active. Like, I wasn't really that active, honestly. And then in grade 8, I joined the basketball team. I actually made seniors. Honestly, the only reason why I made the team was because I was tall. Like, I'm not good at basketball at all. Let me just make that clear. Like, I cannot play basketball. But I was on the team. I was on seniors. And then after that season finished, I developed a condition called a herniated disc in my lower back. Basically, like, long story short, your discs are supposed to be like this, and mine were like that. So they just bulge forward, which causes excruciating pain. And although my back was always in pain and it was just always hurting and I was always in like a sour mood because of it, I honestly can admit that I did use that as an excuse to be less active. The worst possible thing that I could have possibly done was stop all physical, like, you know, like, stop being active, all physical activity, like, in general. Like, that was the worst thing that I could have ever done. Because yeah, I had a condition in it, which I still do have to this day, but you can be active with it. You don't have to sit down all day and do nothing. So yeah, so I got that. And then I used that as an excuse to stop being active, and then I just noticed that I was active a lot less. I remember this one time, I was at Clearview Rec Center, which, if you don't know what it is, it's just a bus station. Like, I would just wait there to catch my bus to go to school. I went to John D. Rocco for junior high. And I was just standing there minding my own business, and then there are these two people, a boy and a girl, and they were talking about their weight. And the girl goes, yeah, I weigh 150 pounds. And she was in grade 9, she was 2 years older than me. And I was in grade 7 at the time, right? And I weighed 150 pounds at that point. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, like, this girl, she's in grade 9 and she weighs 150 pounds. And I'm in grade 7 and I'm 13 and I weigh 150 pounds. Like, and I just started saying, oh my gosh, I'm so fat, I am so overweight, like, how do I weigh that much? I just started telling myself, like, all these really mean things that honestly should not have been said, which sucks, you know? Like, we're always constantly comparing ourselves to others, you know? It's really hard, especially living today. You know, there's social media, you see beautiful women everywhere. And it's really hard to not compare yourself to others. So, and that's something that I struggled with a lot. That's something that I would do a lot. I would always compare myself to others. And after I heard that that girl was 150 pounds, I, like, lost it. I was like, no way. Like, there is no way. And I just remember feeling very sad and feeling very insecure. My whole entire life, I have struggled with weight loss. And it's just been, like, an ongoing thing in my life. And I've always been very, like, insecure. And I don't think there's one time, well, if there is, I can't remember. There's not one single moment where I can remember just, you know, telling myself, wow, you are so pretty, you are so beautiful, your body's amazing. You know, like I would say it like every now and then, oh, I look good today, but like I didn't actually believe what I was saying, you know? Because when you tell yourself you're fat every day, when you tell yourself you're ugly every day, when you feed yourself with negative comments all the time, you start to believe it. It's so bad. Like, the human brain is so powerful. So if you tell yourself something enough, eventually you will start to believe it. Words are very powerful. Like, they can have a very big impact on the way that you think, and it can just affect you in so many aspects in your life. So it's very important to not tell yourself negative things all the time, because eventually you will start to believe it. So as you all know, last year, March, is when the pandemic hit and like schools and everything shut down. And I remember being so happy. I was like, yeah, school's done. And like I can sleep in and just, you know, just have a little bit more freedom. And so I decided to start going to the gym, because why not? So then I started to go to the gym. And then I remember that day, like my first day, my sister was with me and we were both wanting to weigh ourselves, because we just wanted to see like how much we weigh, right? And I weighed myself and the scale said 185 pounds. And in that moment, I wanted to have like a mental breakdown. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, there is no way I weigh 185 pounds. Like, for me, that is like my highest that I've ever been, you know? That's like the highest I've ever been. And weight is something that I've always struggled with. I've always been insecure about it. I've always been very self-conscious about it. So like when I stepped on the scale and I saw 185 pounds, I was like, no, this cannot be me. This cannot be how much I weigh. I need to start eating healthier. And when COVID like first happened, like prior to me going to the gym, I was eating everything and anything, and I was just like eating, gaining a bunch of weight. And then that's why I started going to the gym. So when I figured out that I was 185 pounds, I decided, okay, I gotta like stop. I gotta just try and make a change. And again, because I've been struggling with this my whole entire life, I've tried every diet, you know? I've tried water diet. I've tried that probably like 4 times. I think the highest I've ever gotten to the water diet is like 3 days. I even asked my friends, like I asked 2 girls, if they've ever done water fasting. One girl, my friend, said that she did it for 5 days. Another one said they did it for like a day and it was like too hard. So I've tried the water fast. I've tried the juice fast. I've even tried keto in the past. I've tried intermittent fasting. I've tried OMAD, which if you don't know what that is, it's like 1 meal a day. I've tried dry fasting. I've tried every diet, and you know, diets are very serious and they're not like, it's really hard to like maintain them and to like stay on them, right? Because of how hard they are. So I tried them so much in the past and it just didn't work, and I was just feeling very frustrated. So like March, April, May, June, July, August, like all of those months that just passed, I was starting diets, stopping diets, starting diets, stopping diets, crying a lot, being sad, you know, trying to work out, not being able to stay consistent with it. And then on October 31st, I just decided, I was like, hey, you know what, Shireen, this is it. I basically just had a very long talk with myself and told myself that I'm going to get myself together and that I'm going to grind all winter and shine all summer. I basically just, yeah, like I just told myself, like, do I want to be sad forever? No. Do I want to cry forever? No. I was so tired of walking into a room and feeling like the biggest person, or feeling very big. I was tired of not feeling beautiful and not feeling sexy, not feeling just like happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good to not be confident. It's not good to be comparing yourself to others and to fish for compliments. And when you're not in a good mood, when you're not happy about your weight, it automatically makes you more of a sour person. Like, it makes you kind of like sad more, and like you're just not really in the best mood because you don't feel your best, right? And this is something that not a lot of people knew about me. Like, even my closest friends never really knew about my weight loss and that I was on this journey, because it's embarrassing and I don't want people to see me as like a sad person, you know what I mean? So like, I never really talked about it with anyone. There would be times when I would tell my friends, oh my gosh, I'm so fat. They'd be like, girl, no, you're not. You know how girls, that's how we talk, right? But I've never once sat down and had a real, authentic, transparent conversation with someone and just told them, listen, I'm really not happy with the way that I look. The only people who knew really that I was not happy was my sister and my boyfriend, they both knew, because like I would complain all the time how I'm sad and how I'm not happy with my weight and everything like that. And it was just really hard for me. It was something that I've been struggling with. It was making my mental health really bad. I was really crying all the time. Like, I wasn't crying every now and then. I cried every single day. It got so bad to the point where I wouldn't even look inside mirrors. You know, when you go to the washroom and you wash your hands and like you look in the mirror, like you fix your hair or whatever. I was so sad and I hated myself so much to the point where like I would wash my hands and I would look down. I would not look in the mirror because I didn't like the way my face looked. I didn't like how like round my face was. I just felt very uncomfortable in my own skin and I was not happy. And yeah, it got to a point where I stopped looking in mirrors. Like, that's how I knew that I was at like my breaking point, or like I was like really needed to like change my lifestyle around, because like I would avoid looking in mirrors at all costs. When I would walk down the hallway at school, I would not like walk straight and like walk confident. I would like shrug and like walk, like look down, you know? And it was getting to a point where I felt really stressed out all the time and I didn't know what to do. So when I weighed myself and I was 185 pounds, that was in like April of last year, I would say. Like before gym shut down, and I weighed myself at the gym. That's how I knew how much I weighed. I don't have a scale at home. I've never really been a person to buy a scale because I've always been very insecure about my weight. Why would I buy a scale? Why would I want to weigh myself? Anyways. So I never really wanted to buy a scale because I never wanted to know how much I weighed. I just kept thinking, if I don't know how much it is, then I just won't know. But my boyfriend kept telling me, like, don't you want to buy a scale? Like, just so you can track your progress, just so you can know how much you weigh, you know? And I was like, no, I'd rather not know. So then I went on the diet, and then like a month or two went by, and then I went to work. I took a break from work because there wasn't any hours available due to COVID. No one was shopping in our store. So when I went back to work, my manager was like, oh my gosh, Shireen, you lost so much weight. And I remember thinking, thanks, but did I? I couldn't really tell myself, because when you're living in your own skin, you look in the mirror every single day, right? So I couldn't, like, I knew I looked a little bit smaller, but I honestly, if I'm being honest, I did not see like a huge difference. I was like, I pretty much look the same. But she was like, no, like you lost a lot of weight. And I was like, oh. And my family was also telling, like my siblings, my parents, they were also telling me, you look a lot smaller, like you lost a lot of weight. But again, because it's myself and I criticize myself harder than others, it wasn't noticeable. I wasn't able to tell. So then I was like, maybe I should buy a scale. Like, why not? So then I went to Walmart later on that day after work and I bought a scale. And then I came home and I was about to weigh myself, and I remember I was so scared. I was like shaking. Like the idea of weighing myself made me feel sick to my stomach just because of how much I was scared. Like I was like, what if it's like high? What if it's, you know, I never liked weighing myself. So anyways, I did it. I stepped on the scale and I looked down and the number said 154 pounds. And I remember thinking, no way. Last time I weighed myself, I was 185 pounds and right now I'm 154. I honestly could not believe it. I was so happy. I couldn't believe that I lost that much weight already from being on keto. I think it was almost 2 months. I don't think I was on it for like fully 2 months yet, and I already lost that much weight. So I was like losing weight quickly. And I was really happy. And I remember thinking, whoa, that's crazy. But I also do not recommend using scales. Like I think it's better to go off about how your clothes are fitting and how you look in the mirror more rather than using a scale, because scales can become very detrimental to your mental health, especially for me in the past. Like you can really get obsessed with weighing yourself. So if you're a person who weighs yourself every single day, it's not good, because one, weight fluctuates, so it's always going to be like a tad different, and two, it's not really good to weigh yourself that often. So I chose to buy a scale so then I can track my progress and see how much you lose being on keto each week, you know, and how much ketones my body was losing and just all that stuff. But I don't recommend weighing yourself all the time because I know that it can be pretty bad for your mental health. I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not a doctor or anything of that sort, so if you are thinking about going on the diet or any diet in general, I would recommend you talking to your doctor first or doing your own research. I'm just telling you my personal experience and what worked for me. So those of you who don't know what the keto diet is, it's basically a diet that consists of high fats, high protein, and low carb. So the human body was made to store fats for survival. So the keto diet, you're basically changing the way that your body works. Like you're teaching your body to burn the carbs, to burn it instead of storing it. So when you're going on keto and your body enters this state called ketosis, basically what happens is your body starts to eat itself, and that is how you lose the weight. So by consuming little carbs, that's what happens. If you guys want a more specific video on more of what keto is, then just comment down below and let me know. I'm just trying to keep this video as short as possible with telling you as much information as possible, because I feel like this video is already going to be really, really long and I don't want to bore anyone, so I'm just trying to stick to like the main points. So if you guys do want a more specific video, just comment down below and let me know. And then for those of you who don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's basically eating during a certain time window. So like the most common way is like fasting for 16 hours and then eating for 8 hours. So like you could do like 12 to 7, or you could do like 2 to 10, or you could do, you know, like a lot of people fast for 16 hours and then they eat for 8 hours. There really is no like correct way to do it per se. As long as you're fasting longer than you are eating, your body is going to get into the habit, you know what I mean? So by using the keto diet and intermittent fasting, I was able to lose a lot of weight very quickly, because those two go hand in hand together and they work extremely quick. As soon as your body enters ketosis and starts to produce ketones, it's burning fat by the minute. Like by the minute your body is burnt, it's eating itself. That's essentially what's happening. It's eating itself. So yeah, if you guys do want a more like detailed video about what the diet is, just let me know. But that is what I did. And again, if you do want to do this, just make sure you do your own research or talk to a doctor first. The reason why I chose to do keto was because I was not able to eat food in moderation. I was just like, before going on keto, I was just never the kind of person that could just like work out and eat healthier in moderation. If I eat a little bit of something, I'm gonna want more and more and more and more and more. So I chose to do keto because I knew I had to completely cut out basically everything that tastes good. And so that's just the way that my body worked, I guess, or that's just the way that like my mindset was. Like I wasn't able to just work out and eat like pizza here and there. Like I would eat like a lot, you know, there's nothing wrong with eating pizza, but like, you know, eat a couple slices. I would have like a whole box to myself, and then I would hide it because I was embarrassed, and I would lie about food, and I would like be like, yeah, like I haven't eaten food all day, and I just started making excuses for food. I was so addicted to carbs, like so addicted. My favorite food is pasta, and so whenever we would go out, I would just have a big bowl of pasta and I would eat the whole thing, and then like I would go home and I would still be hungry. I would eat more. Sometimes I would wake up and like lie that I didn't eat, so I haven't eaten all day when I know I have eaten. And I just always felt like food was controlling me and controlling my life. I was not able to say no. I could be dead full and you could ask me to go eat and I would be down. I'd be like, yeah, let's go eat. I wasn't able to say no. I wasn't able to stop eating when I was full. And it just became really, really bad. And I just knew that I had to make a change. And that's why on October 31st, Halloween 2020, that's why I just decided to start, because I was like, what better day to start than on the day that's filled with candy? So that was the first day, October that passed. That was the first day that I've never had candy or chocolate or anything like that on Halloween. It was kind of crazy. How I stayed motivated was basically because I hated myself. That is so toxic, I know. I don't recommend this, but I just hated myself so much. And I know hate is such a strong word, which is why I'm using it. I did not dislike the way I looked. I hated the way that I looked. I always felt really uncomfortable in my skin, and I didn't like it. So I used that hatred, and I used that as motivation. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself anymore. I'm not gonna be crying anymore. I'm just gonna get it done, you know? Get it done. Also, I am Christian, so my faith did help me. So I would pray, be like, God, like, please help me. Like, help me to stay on this journey. Help me to not give up. Like, I would just pray, basically. So that also helped me stay motivated. Another thing that helped me stay motivated was telling myself, you know what? It's not that I'm not gonna ever eat pizza again. It's just that I'm not gonna eat it right now, you know? So that also helped me a lot. And then the biggest thing that helped was obviously the results. So when you start to see results, it just becomes so much more motivation. When you start to see, you know, like you start to see like yourself and you look different, and like you're looking smaller, and you're just like, you're gonna feel more confident all of a sudden. I just felt confident. I would wake up smiling. I would wear like different clothes. I started to feel like sexy and like beautiful, and like I was really feeling myself. Like I'd wake up and I'd be like, is that me? Like, is that what I look like? And so yeah, when I started to see progress, that was huge motivation, like huge, because it just really helped me move forward. So one thing that I did not know, or like one thing that I wasn't prepared for before starting this diet, was just all of the different opinions that I was going to receive. So I live in a big family. I have 6 amazing siblings. I have 4 beautiful sisters. I have 2 beautiful brothers. So I have a really fruitful family, right? But with it comes a lot of opinions. So my family is very supportive. I'm very lucky to have amazing people in my corner, but like it's just opinions in general. So all my siblings knew that I was on keto, and obviously my parents knew that I was on keto, and then like my mom's friends would come over and like they would see me not eating certain things, and they would be like, oh, why are you not eating that? And then I would have to explain to them what I'm doing, and then I would had to tell my grandparents and my aunties and my stepsisters and my boyfriend's family, and I just felt like I was telling the same story over and over and over again. I just felt like, yeah, I felt like I was telling the same story over and over again. I was getting different opinions thrown at me. I was getting, oh, like, are you sure you want to do that? Or like, you know, are you doing this correctly? Or is it safe? Or like, you know, commenting on like my appearance, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, no one meant any harm by it. No one meant to hurt my feelings. It was nothing like that. They just wanted to make sure that I was being safe and being healthy. But it was just really hard to deal with all those opinions thrown at me, because my body was put into like a very serious state, which is ketosis. And so I was already feeling kind of like sad and like more emotional, just because it was like hard to like start this, right? And it was really hard to deal with a lot of the opinions. This one person in my family, not my siblings, not my parents, let me just make that clear. Someone else that used to come over a lot. I'm not gonna name any names in case I watch this, but there's this one person in my family who told me that I should gain more weight in my face. They said, you need to gain more weight in your face. It looks like a cone, like it's too skinny. And I was like, thanks. Like, I had to deal with a lot of people's opinions, which really sucked. Obviously inevitable. I just never really thought of it, right? And there was a lot of temptations that went hand in hand. My mom is Jamaican, so you know, if you're Jamaican, you know how it goes. Oxtail, jerk chicken, curry chicken, festival, dumpling, like amazing. Jamaican food is amazing. Jamaican patties, like it just slaps. Like it's amazing. And I had to really stop eating a lot of things, which was really, really hard because of how good like my culture's food is, right? So it was really hard to say no to a lot of the foods. But again, it was just something that I had to deal with, and every time that I wouldn't eat what someone makes, I felt really bad. I felt as if I was offending them, and I just had to like my parents and like my grandparents and everyone who would make me food, I just had to like reassure them and tell them it's not that I don't want to eat it, it's just that I can't eat it. I just can't, because being on keto, you have to, the reason why you're able to lose so much weight so fast is because you really have to restrict what you're eating. So I had to be very, very, very careful of what I was putting in my body. And so in doing so, I had to miss out on a lot of foods, like a lot of like good cake and good food. And I just kept feeling like I was missing out, which kind of sounds dumb because, you know, it's just food, it's just cake, like it'll always be there. But I have 6 siblings, so it's always someone's birthday. There's always something in my house going on. And no matter what it is, like food is included. And so the whole time I was on keto, I definitely felt very like isolated, like I was like alone, or I felt left out because I couldn't eat what they're eating. But yeah, it's just something that I wish I was prepared for. So if you are someone who lives in a big family, just be prepared for everyone's opinions. They're not going to mean anything bad by it. They're just going to want to make sure that you're okay. But even though they don't mean any harm by it, it still will affect you, and it still will take a toll on your mental health, because like, you know, having someone's opinion, like especially if they're in your family, it's gonna matter to you, and you're gonna take into consideration of what they're saying. So one thing to keep in mind when you are going on any kind of diet is you cannot choose where your body loses the weight. Like I went in this thinking, okay, I'm gonna lose weight here, here, and here. you can't do that. Like, your body is gonna lose weight everywhere, right? So I lost weight everywhere. Like, my face lost a lot of weight, my breast size. I used to be, I think I was a D34 or a D36 prior to, and now I'm a B cup. So I lost a lot of my boobies and my butt is now a lot smaller, and like, you just lose weight all around. So just keep in mind that you can't target a certain part if you're on a diet. It's like, your body is gonna lose weight where it wants to lose weight. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna have to love yourself in your new skin and learn to deal with your new changes, you know? Another thing that I will say is that taking pictures really, really helps. I think that everyone who is going on a weight loss journey should take pictures. You know, even if you don't want to and you hate yourself, take them, because there's gonna be a day when you're gonna want to see them. I hated myself. I hated the way that I looked. I hated my fat and my rolls and how everything hung and everything. But I still took a lot of pictures because I knew that one day I was gonna feel sexy and pretty, and there's gonna be one day where I was gonna have confidence. And today, the confidence that I radiate now, I would not even imagine that I would have this kind of confidence. Like, I knew that there's gonna be one day that I was gonna feel very happy, and I wanted to be able to like look at the before and after. So I took many, many pictures, which will obviously be inserted throughout this whole entire video. And yeah, pictures is something that will really help. So I really recommend you guys taking a bunch of pictures. And if you can wear the same outfit that you wore in your before picture, also in your after picture, then you'll be able to really tell the difference, like how tight they will fit, and you know, how tight it used to fit and how loosely it fits now. And honestly, like, there are these one pair of pants where it didn't even go up my legs, and like now it goes all the way up my legs. It fits me perfectly, and there's still a bunch of wiggle room. And I remember that day when I discovered that those pants fit me, I just started crying because I was like I was so happy. Like, weight is something that I've struggled with my whole entire life, and confidence and, you know, self-esteem, all of that. And it's so weird to think about now, because the way that I see myself now, I can't even, like, if I were to tell myself in the past that's how I was gonna look today, that's how I was gonna feel today, I would have never believed it. So pictures, pictures, pictures. So my goals now, being off keto, is just to be more active, and I just mean walking more, you know, exercising more, because before I was never really active. I would just eat, lay down, watch Netflix, sleep. But so now my goals are just to be more active, like take more steps a day, go for more walks, incorporate more exercise workouts during my day, you know, eat foods in moderation. If I want pizza, I will eat that pizza. I'm not going to be restricting myself. It's just that I've learned to eat food in moderation, so I will be eating smaller portions. And if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. And I'm not going to be eating at 2 o'clock in the morning anymore, because, you know, like, why even eat at 2 o'clock in the morning? So my goals are basically just to be more active and to consume smaller portions, just because there's no point in eating a lot of food when you're not actually that hungry. And also my other goals are just to eat junk food in moderation. So that's basically what I want to do now. And one more thing, I still do want to lose a bit of fat on my body, just because like there are like still some spots where like I don't totally like, you know, just because the way that I see it is nobody is ever going to be 100% perfect. There's always room for improvement. There's always going to be places where I can grow and tone and just, you know, be better. I'm not going to hurt myself or like cry or like be unhealthy. I'm just going to try and live differently, if that makes sense. So yeah, I want to lose a little bit more fat, which I'm going to start doing like weightlifting, and I'm just going to tone my body. And yeah, I'm just taking my goals one step at a time, and that is what I'm planning to do. I just want to say, anyone who's watching this video who is struggling with weight loss or, you know, eating healthy, just like whatever your story is, I just want to say you can do it. Whatever you want to achieve, you can do it. Because I genuinely believe that I could not do it. Like, the amount of times I've tried to lose weight and failed, I just thought it was not possible. I just thought it was not in me. It just was never going to happen for me. And now I am happier than ever, and I have made amazing progress, and I am so proud of myself because it was very, very hard. And my willpower is so strong now, to the point where like I can think so much clearer and life is just better. So if you have failed before, that's okay. Try again. If you fail 5 times, that's okay. Just try again. Keep trying, keep trying. if you've been alive, for example, for 17 years and you want to go on a weight loss journey for like 2 weeks, right? And you've been alive for 17 years. If you think about it, those 2 weeks is nothing compared to how long you've been alive, right? So try to focus less on how long it'll take and just think like it'll be done or won't be done. Like I went on this journey for 4 months. That's a long time. But I just kept telling myself, you know what? The time is gonna pass anyways. 4 months is gonna pass anyway. So either it'll be done in 4 months or it won't be done in 4 months. What is it gonna be? Are you gonna keep crying, feeling sorry for yourself, or are you gonna talk to yourself and make a change? So that's really what I decided to do, and it really, really worked. And I just want to say that everyone has potential, everyone has different goals. So if you're someone who has different goals and you know, like you think that like you're not going to meet your goals, you will. Just keep track of everything, write them down. I would love to hear anyone's stories. If you're someone who has done keto, or you have done any diet, or you are on a weight loss journey, or you have went through a weight loss journey, just anything, like thoughts, comments, concerns, anything, like write them down in the description box below. I would love to read everyone's stories. I also think it's very beneficial for other people to read people's stories, just because it's good to learn from each other. And even if you feel like someone's experience is not going to help you, it will help you subconsciously, because you could watch something and then later on it'll like ring a bell and you'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I went through the same thing, you know, because our brain remembers things subconsciously even if you don't try. That's why when you hear a song on the radio that you never heard, like even if you're not singing it and like you're not trying to pay attention, later on if you hear that song again, then you could just like say every word, you know, like sing all the words and then like that's happened to me so many times, and I'm just thinking like, I don't even know the song, like how am I singing it? It's because our brain picks up things subconsciously without us realizing it, because that's just how powerful the human brain is. So if any of you guys are going through the same thing, or you have gone through them, feel free to comment them down below, because I would love to see it. So I tried to make this video as short as possible. Like I really, really tried. Like there were so many other things that I could have said, but I was really just trying to stick to the main point. So if you guys do want a more specific video of like pros and cons of keto, like the things I really liked about it, the things I really did not like about it, what I ate in a day, if I did any working out while I was doing it, just anything you guys want to see, let me know. Like what I ate when I came off keto, or just anything related to weight loss, just anything you guys want to know, comments, questions, anything, leave them down below and I will be happy to upload and to give you guys the content that you want. I'm gonna try and be consistent with these videos. We're gonna see how it goes and if I stick to it, but like my goal is to be consistent with it and put myself out there more and try my best to come out of my comfort zone, which is something that I've struggled with a lot in my life. So I just really want to try to, you know, live my life more for me and stop worrying about what people think of me and their opinions. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know anything you guys are thinking, comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.